Well, let's officially start it. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're on.
Let's
roll.
That's the best intro. That will probably get us.
How ready are you?
one more subscriber, probably Spotify, and they're going to average like 30 seconds.
I think I like you cutting me off better than that.
Welcome to episode 22. 22 of the Pinche Podcast. Well, actually, it would be 22.2. Well,
Not only your ESL, your math is kind of bad.
Mathesel?
Mathesel?
No. Mathesel.
There
Hey,
you
no.
go.
We have the Coffee Cruise special. What do we call that? Because that would have been 22.
I
but
think that's
is
going to
it-
be. I think we can have a special episode that will
Yeah.
be special
Yeah.
episode, surprise episode.
Special episode one.
Yeah, one.
Yeah.
And once in a while, we
all
just
right.
throw out a special one to all our subscribers out there, and you don't have to pay anything.
Oh,
No, it's free.
It's free,
no pay-per-view.
just
Yeah.
like my love for
I'm
you.
looking forward to hearing it because just meeting and rolling with those guys. I could tell when we were taking a photo and that knucklehead yelled out Raiders. That's what I'm calling him, a knucklehead. And he was
Kiko.
like, Raiders. I was like, man, this
Kiko,
guy is.
I love you. I know
Wait.
you're going to listen to this. But
Wait, Kiko said it? Or
Yeah,
he
or-
said
Kiko.
it for a couple times. And Kiko, I know I just mentioned you're a mother from, no, not a mother. You're a brother from another mother, but screw your Raiders, dude.
Oh, me?
No, not you,
Oh.
Kiko. Like, you're a Niner fan. You can screw yourself too, dude. Anything no cow? Jeez.
Hey, security.
Take him
Security.
Hey, I like the Raiders. I like to raid what's in your shorts.
out. Gross.
It could be gross.
So, on that note, welcome to episode 22 of the Pinche Podcast, coming live from Creek's Edge.
Creek's Edge.
It's
Creek's
somewhere in the
Edge.
big state of Tejas.
I know. Did you
Creek's
see me?
Edge.
I'm like, wait.
We don't need any fanboys out there trying to get autographs. Those are trying to get a
yours, it'd be in red Speedos out there.
red Speedos, pinkies.
Wow, it'd be in the original no-gi.
Hey, hold on.
No nogi.
No.
Why are there two balls
Well, I figure you need some help.
on my side here? Take them.
Sorry, got a backish.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Tell me about those balls.
For those of you out there, a quick, cheap piece of advice is you could use these when you're driving because since we do jiu-jitsu, this really helps my back when I'm driving around.
It's interesting how you hold those.
Well, it feels very natural because I can't show my camera. This is basically a 1-to-1 ratio here.
1-to-1.
Yeah.
You like the symmetry?
Well, it's not exactly there, but that I'm getting help on that.
Hey,
Would you like one of these to try out?
I have like a whole bucket full.
Oh, see, man, always has to up one me, you know.
No,
Okay,
I on a brotherly note, if your gourds were that inflamed,
they're ready.
I have a movie for you. It's called Van Wilder.
Oh, great movie.
Yeah, I like
So-
it. Good.
So yeah, what? Tell us about Van Wilder. How do you feel about Van Wilder's college career?
Oh shoot, if I can remember correctly, it wasn't much of a college career, correct?
Yeah, was it like 7 years he was there?
Well,
10.
Well,
I think it was
10.
10.
Well, you're talking to teacher because if you're there, it depends how you
You're there
look
to
at it.
learn.
Yeah. If you're
Learn.
there to
Professional
learn,
student.
Hey, I want to watch that movie again.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
I got to show it to Gabriel.
That should be required Americana
At
for
this
young
age,
people.
with our sons,
Yeah.
watching the bulldog scene, I just want to watch them as a bull. He's watching the bulldog scene and watch them turn red, just red. Oh, what's going
Yeah.
on, Tyler? What's in those donuts?
That'd be good. Father son.
yeah, father son.
Yeah, father son.
Oh yeah,
Okay, so
Chris.
Yes.
Tell
go
us
ahead.
about your travels.
Yeah, you haven't been here.
And you know what? Before I do that, I'm so sorry, Johnny.
Let's start this the normal way. Like, tell me something good.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, damn. Way
yeah.
to bring it back.
Yeah.
So tell us something
I'm gonna
good.
start with you since
Oh.
I started it. Tell me something good.
This is very difficult for me to answer because if I get into it, it's so deep. It's so many things.
So,
that,
layers or levels? Are
it's
you
layers and levels? Like, I mean, this morning I got to do a cold plunge for 7.5 minutes.
Ooh.
And, you know, it was accidentally because it's typically 5 minutes. So I throw on this meditation 5-minute video and I just go through it. And there's affirmations and there's all this, you know, all this self-help kind of stuff, right? And it's kind of cheesy for many, but it's very helpful.
Whatever works.
No, it's
Right?
not
This
cheesy.
time, though, I decided I want to capture the moment. So I'm fiddling with my phone for about 2.5 minutes while I'm in there. And then I'm like, oh, shit. And then I finally click start, you know, play the video. And by then, I was starting to shiver. And then, 8 minutes or a little under 8 minutes. That was something good because it pushed me without knowing, and it made me feel so good. So I think that's the new. I might bump it up to 6 minutes.
What's the temperature you run that at? If I can ask.
It was at 45.
Ooh, that's
okay.
legit.
That's
45.
I try to do mine. What I was doing at 50 to 48, 45. Maybe that'll be the push for me is to
The
bring it
coldest,
colder.
the coldest I've ever been in, like real situation, was Port Hueneme. It was 52 degrees.
Ooh.
It was cool though, because the captain, because typically, you know, when you're getting ready to do a rescue, you got to find out what the water temp is so you get the correct gear.
Yeah, you better.
When in a situation like this, it was captain said, "I don't care what it is, you can tell me when you get in there."
So you got like a 1 mil?
Dude, man, I had my 3 mil, but it was a 3/4.
Okay.
And so it was one of those, you know, you got your fins in your arm, you got your with your goggles, and you're
ready to go.
You're going in. And when I hit the water, like I was like, I have to get my stuff on really fast because that was the only way to generate enough heat.
Yes.
But what was cool, the current was so heavy that at a 3/4, like knocking out, like you're clipping, like 3/4 full out pace. I was just staying like right in the same spot.
Oh,
And
stationary.
everything that I needed to get to was way over there. And I was
Now,
like,
did you have a hoodie with that? Or
no.
And then no gloves, no booties.
Gloves.
Okay.
I always have gloves and booties.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
this is
wow.
in the ocean.
But
Yeah, like
But-
52 degrees,
But
Port
no
Hueneme.
hoodie, and I think 80% of your body heat goes through your head.
Yeah, so I was treading water for a good minute, so that was fine. But when, no crap though, like when you do go underneath that, where that cold hits the top of your head,
Yeah.
it stays with you for a minute.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, like even when you come up and you're trying to tread water, you
Yeah.
got your head, you're trying to get to the sun.
Yeah, I was surfing one time, and we didn't check. We checked the swell, but not the ocean temp. It was winter, so we had our 3.2s, booties, and gloves. But everyone's kind of
I would
shivering.
love to try that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We could do that.
Yeah, I would love to try that.
Okay, cool. We'll do that. And everyone's shivering, and wasn't a lot of waves and swell, so it's not a lot of paddling. So
Yeah.
you're basically sitting on a board. It's overcast, and it was 48 degrees. Man, I didn't have a hoodie, and it was just you're just sitting. And my friends and I always had a rule, 1 hour rule. Because if we went
Yeah.
down there, it's just an hour, and you're sitting, and I maybe had 3 waves that whole time. So you're just sitting, and you're miserable, and it takes so long. I did not feel the benefits of any type of cold plunge. But, yeah, okay, gosh, and then you're swimming with that. Oh, man. God bless you.
So, cold plunge is a little stretching it.
Yeah, so that's something good.
Can
Felt
I add
amazing.
to your Zenness, if you don't mind? I'll send you the link, but there was a really good, and it was free. There was a really good meditation app,
Right.
Ooh.
and you can set like whether I want a 5, 7, or 10, or whatever the increments are. And I'm wondering if you kind of zoned out to that because it gives you exercise. Like, you know, he's telling you, hey, you know, inhale through here. When you exhale, you're pushing all like the stress, relax your face,
Yeah.
right? It coaches you through it on the beginner ones.
Oh.
And before you know it, like I'm a big fan and not a fan of just having. I'm a big fan of meditation, but I'm not a big fan of sitting still for so long. Whether I know,
about that,
but when
yeah.
I was in routine, man, 5 minutes was a struggle.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Okay,
And then
okay.
after I got in the practice of it, like even when I hit the 15-minute mark, I was like, why can't this be 20? And I was always wondering,
Right.
should I wake up earlier so I could get more meditation?
Isn't that amazing?
Right?
Did we just become best friends?
Best friends. Can
Holy
we
shit.
bunk beds with hockey sticks? Yeah. But it, like I quickly, because what was cool is I would hit it, we had like the automatic little fireplace thing, right? I would turn it on because it was downstairs, it was cold, but it was so cool to meditate, and you had half your body getting warmed up as the living room side was still cool.
Okay.
And you're thinking about, all right, I got shoulder pain, so I'm trying to breathe that out. And you're listening to this guy, trying to relax your face. And like I said, first couple times it was struggle just to make it through 5 minutes without like thinking of other stuff.
Yeah.
But then when you zone in on it, like 15 minutes, you're like, man, I want to do 20.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was weird where I was like, I want to change my wake up so I can get the 20 and still finish on the same time I would on a 5.
Yeah,
So-
it sounds like there's such a pull because of the benefits you get from it by
Yeah.
pushing yourself. That's cool. Like,
And
I'm
I-
going to wake up earlier to
and
do
I
now
don't have
20
a
minutes.
plunge thing, but I would think like on our back patios with that concrete slab of even with the yoga mat out there overnight, I wonder if it has similar properties like in the winter, right? It's cold
Yes.
here in Texas. It's not wet most, so it's like a cold, dry air, and that thing's been out there, and you just kind of lay down on that pavement.
I bought
How does that
a
work?
cheap one. I don't know if you want to look it up. We're kind of going into mental health, which is cool. It's
Yeah.
one of my topics. Just look up like affordable for the people out there too. I looked into it. Ice baths.
Yeah.
In a cold plunge, and there's a big variation, but I let Richard borrow this. Do the ice pod one. That's what I have, and there's different names.
Yeah,
It's when
we got 2 of these at the gym.
yeah, right there, and I've been using that.
How do you
and
like it?
I like it because, well, right now it's hard because it's like 100+ degrees, and for people around in Texas right now, please keep an eye on us because we actually might be burned off the face of the planet.
Yeah.
It's so hot, but they'll just be a barren wasteland. But what I like is that considering it's a good starter, and I'm not getting any kickback from this, pretty easy to set up, and it has a cover with it, but it's going to be really key when it's fall and winter too. And I've used that. I let Big Richard use it, who was a guest for those of you that are following us regularly. And I love it. And so what I do is I don't do the meditation, even though I believe in meditation, but I'll listen to some of my music and I'll look at the increments. One time I messed up and I put an extra, one of the first times I used the cold plunge, I put one song extra and I was just dozing off, trying to meditate and not think about it. And I'm like, this is a long time to look up. It's like 17 minutes in it. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I thought I was going to die because they told me, it's like only my second time. I'm supposed to only do like 5. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm thinking, okay, 2 songs. And then I got the wrong playlist. But I like it a lot.
Okay. Yeah.
Good.
And I'm glad you have
it's
it at
cool
your
that
gym. It's
you're
cool.
like, I don't know. I think it's, especially with, I like that side of it because there's more recovery within the meditation.
Yes.
Right. So you're,
Yes.
man, I'm having a brain fart. I can't remember the guy who does the breathing stuff.
Oh, Wim Hof?
Wim Hof.
Wim Hof, yeah.
right? But there's a meditation to that.
Oh, bring
It's
him
nice.
up too, if you don't mind, because some
Yeah.
people might
Yeah.
be new, but he's the one I believe that has been doing it forever. I heard he ran up Mount Everest in bare feet, not
Yeah.
climbed it,
It's ridiculous.
ran it in bare
I don't
feet.
know, I'm Wim Hof.
There he is.
Yes.
So,
Guy is, I mean, look at that. I love the headband too.
yeah, that's some crazy next level.
It's almost like a David Goggins type of idea, but in
the
terms,
Iceman.
yeah, look at that. Like, hey, I'm gonna jump. in
But
this
they
ice.
have done some like science studies on him.
Yes.
And like he is in incredible health.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, there's definitely a benefit.
Heart rate like at 40 something when he's in the middle of one of these things, and it's just but his body temp regulates, so it's not like shunting down.
Yeah. So I got a question on this because I'm on that TRT topic. Do you think, like, look at that body? He must be.
No, look at that body. Exactly. No, he's not.
No.
No way.
Well,
No.
he's laying down, of course.
He's
No,
Or
living
sitting
This
down.
is a healthy old man.
Oh yeah. Actually, you're right.
at peace.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Oh,
Now
look at the
TRT.
Mount Everest one, the bottom left with the yellow cap.
Which one?
With the sign.
Did you say a healthy old man?
Yeah,
Is that Mount? No, it's not Mount Everest. But what is that? What is he doing?
Kilimanjaro.
Oh my gosh! It looks like they're at the beach, like drinking beers. Like, hey, look, we're at the beach, man.
I would like honestly, like as at his age, I would like to have mastered the cold like that.
Right.
Do you think he's able to master it because he has something different that some of us don't, or do you think
I think he just went out and trained himself.
You just
I
build
think
it.
so too.
Yeah, I think he was kind of similar with us. Knew about cold water recovery because it's not new. New in the sense like, I mean, ancient people were using cold water therapy
Yes.
for recovery or therapeutic reasons, and so I'm sure there was enough literature out there. Curious mind was like, man, I wonder what I could do with this.
Yeah, and he's testing it because why not try to push just again like David Goggins, who's like, hey, I'm going to run this much all the time to where his.
And of course, I could be completely inaccurate. I've never spoken to the guy. I haven't read anything he's done. Not out of disrespect. I think it's cool, but I haven't dove that way with it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, wow.
I want you to, since you're into this, and thanks for sharing that.
Sorry.
Joe Dispenza. Have you heard of
Joe Dispenza.
Joe Dispenza?
I'm not familiar with this either.
He was very impactful in my meditation, rewired your brain type of
Ooh, I'm
type
going to
of
write this
thing.
down.
Interesting.
So,
Yeah.
so the meditation, he has a couple of meditations that I still use, and they're on YouTube that are just phenomenal. I go to space. He uses space as the end, like we are space and we become space. And when you get to that one like climatic moment, it's just
I like climatic moments.
It's just amazing because you are at that point you're kind of floating, and then at first I used to get scared as I started to float, and like it would pop me out of it, and then I learned to go with it, and you're literally flying, and I'm not talking about drugs or anything.
Yeah.
So then that became the addiction, and I would also wake up an hour earlier just to
Do more.
Something
Go-
that pulls you.
Yeah.
go an hour. I had the whole.
I mean, think about it. We, correct me, teacher, if I'm wrong. We literally like it's what 10% of the brain we actually use.
Yeah, there's
Like,
things that they don't
like-
realize. I'm not sure, but it's they just don't know. It's like bad
I would-
analogy, like
yeah.
the ocean.
I use the Calm app.
I love the Calm
I'm not
app.
trying to. I'm not making a plug, but I like the Calm
We're
app
gonna have
because
so many sponsorships.
I know.
HEB,
But
Calm.
I found this
Get an
one.
affiliate.
I love this
I
one
went and
too.
tried 3 of them right off the bat, and then this one to me was the easiest to get into, had probably the best voice for it, and I mean it just felt comfortable. Like
Yeah.
I think meditation, when you're trying to drill into your brain, that voice has got to be comfortable.
Yes.
Right? It's got to get.
It has to be your fit.
It has to get. In,
Oh, I see what
get
you're
you,
saying.
You know what I mean? Like, but it was nice because you can choose different ones. But just the beginner, the way they bring you in as a beginner, you're like, oh wow. Then right after, I would say like when I was getting in the 20 minutes sessions, then I was actually going back to those old apps and just trying to find out like, all right, what about this voice? What about this way? They have a driving one. Dude, pop that on when you're driving.
Yeah.
No.
You will forget that was an hour drive.
No, I'll end up sleeping and crashing.
No.
into something.
It's like, it's meant for driving.
Picture yourself on a nice bed of
Nope,
flowers.
not even like that.
Close your
yeah,
eyes.
it's releasing the tension.
Put your hands
Yeah.
in the air.
It's releasing the tension.
So real quickly,
Anyway.
I love this because, I was going to kind of talk of it, but now I feel like I want to talk about this mental health aspect. But, and I love that you're here, but I want to hear what your good news is.
Oh,
my
yeah,
good news,
yeah.
and I
That's
want
right.
to get
Let's get
back
back
on
to it.
Yep.
this
Sorry, let's
mental
get on
health
track.
thing because it's
Mental
great.
track.
So no, that's awesome.
So,
your good
tell
news.
tell us something good. Hold on, before you do that, Chris or Christopher?
I like Christopher.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you for
So
correcting
it's
me on that.
Christopher.
Okay,
Yeah.
And it's
Christopher.
CR.
It took a long time. My
Okay.
mom was always like, you're always correcting my friends, and it was always embarrassing. And then I think at older,
Well, she's proud of it.
yeah, I started calling saying Christopher because generally, like, all right, take our gym. If you yell Chris, how many you're going to get to respond?
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe I should go with Joseph.
Yeah.
Joseph.
Joseph.
No, not. Okay, I said that you, Joseph, not the accent.
No,
Well, that's how we know you know we're talking to you.
Yes.
Joseph.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I just remembered the contribution, the Filipino culture.
Yeah,
Go from
I've got a question about that later.
Well, let's do the mental health before we go down to that.
Something good.
Good. See here. In the last 2-3 weeks, got the opportunity to take my family down to Florida. The main purpose really is spend time for the family. Yeah, right. It was really to take my daughter down to try Pan Kids. It's the equivalent for the Kids World Championship. Girls from all over the world, boys from all over the world, all these young kids. There were 3 and 4 year olds from Brazil there that were like wrecking shop. And anybody out there, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I just was understanding the language that was being coached at those kids, and it wasn't American, but it was cool. It was like it felt like a high level open, right? They got the young kids out there. Yeah, they're gray belts. You're like, there's no way that 3-year-old's a gray belt, but there's 3-year-old gray belts or 4-year-old gray belts, and so it was cool to see that. And then got the opportunity to see some other local ones, and see recognized faces. Mental health. The good that came out of that one, my daughter did not have a good experience at the Austin Open, which was the week prior, was a little drilled down in her mental health. I reached out to the family and the gym, and everybody pulled together. We got down to Florida. The coolest thing I've ever, man, I hope I don't get too emotional on this. The coolest thing my daughter ever asked was, or just brought was like, I'm not ready. I've never heard my daughter say, I'm not ready. I just don't feel like I'm ready. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, is Monday the last day I'm going to roll before we go? I was like, yeah. She's like, I'm not going to be ready. I was like,
yeah.
So I was able to reach out to Professor and get some pipeline to a gym that she can go train at. And so she got, her mental attitude kind of changed. It went from like, once I could prove to her that she could go down there and get some reps, she's like, yes. All right, let's do this. And then everybody else was feeding her. We got down there, and she went to a really good Gracie Barra school down there in Kissimmee.
Florida, correct?
Florida, yeah. And they took her in, and, man, she had such a good class. Like, so the professor coaches, and then they have, like, blue belt, like 16-year-olds, 15-year-olds, like young, the young adults now, or young juniors, or what do you want to call them? And they help coach the rest of the kids. They got them grouped over in the white belts, or
Very cool.
A little bit more experience. But those coaches are also watching the effort and how the kids are paying attention throughout their entire class. And then at the end, they get to choose the most outstanding athlete, whether it was focus or showed a really good jiu-jitsu game.
I like that.
And she got recognized. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. As a dad, and I have video evidence, as a dad, she got tapped out one time to a decent triangle because she tried to hang out. The girl was bigger and older by a year, and everybody she rolled with was at least a year older than her. And after that, she came out with 2 submissions and no tap outs, like over 4 opponents. The second dude was pretty aggressive on her, had her in back control. Oh, yeah, he was back controlling her, trying to get her neck, and he was rough with her, but she just calm as a storm, just rode that thing out. He couldn't tap her out. Went over to another boy, armbarred him with the same move twice, right back to back.
Yeah, her armbar.
But it was a different one.
Scary.
It was a different one. We were practicing in the pool. Awesome. Yeah. So anyway, that's another story. So we'll get going. And then I got the opportunity to also be corner for my wife. So she decided right at the last moment to sign up for the Open for the adults. So that was
super cool.
Yeah. So on Thursday, daughter got to go see mom perform at the place that she was going to perform, kind of take that vibe.
Oh.
Rebecca had one match. Man, she warmed herself up. We had good talk. We had her laughing before the match, and she went out there and cool. It's on TV, so it's cool.
Yeah.
But man, she went out there and kicked butt. She won gold.
Yeah.
So awesome.
And then so that stacked. Then Elena, Short story, you know, with all her mood swings at the end of her match, even though she lost by 2 points, I still think it would have been really 3 advantage. Should have been 2-2. She gave me a big hug, no tears, no nothing, and was just like, she's like, well, is that it? I was like, yep, that's it. You know, and I jokingly, I was like, yeah, we came all this way for that. But after that, within an hour, she's like, I can't wait to get back home because I want to train. We're doing this again.
Awesome.
Like,
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And how old is she, to remind our audience?
8. You know what was really cool is the girl that ended up winning the girl that she lost to won second.
Yes.
But Elena was in such a good position that, I mean, we're talking about inches.
Yes.
The girl, her game was good. She was long and lanky, so she had that ability just to trap you that last little inch, and it'd be like a 2-toe hold as you know, Elena's trying to make the pass around, and it would just collect her right back in her guard.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, so close.
Yep.
Because that would have been it. Side control, 3 points. It'd have been 3-2 with 3 advantage.
And knowing the way that she takes full mount, I think it would have,
Yeah, so.
Because she will do that.
But after that, when we were like, hey, that girl finished second, and you were like this close.
Yeah, what was neat is because I wanted to reach out to her too because, I mean, your kid's great. I see her. Every time I see her, she just gives me a hug. And my daughters, and they're older now. They're 21 and 23. And then it's just like I get to be like an uncle. Yeah. And I sent her a message. And part of the message was like, you'll do fine. But what I told her, she's one of the reasons, besides Bruno, why I decided to compete.
Oh, good. That's cool.
I put her in, and I told her that because you have a kid, you know, who's 7 when I first met her, competing in ice cold water in her veins. She's a killer. And I'm sitting there, and it's so inspirational to do it. And like the other kids, like Elias and some other ones, like, and he's like 5, and I'm like, okay. You know, I'm working with these kids, and what's nice is I sat there and Bruno's pushing me like, and it wasn't the adults, it was Bruno and the kids.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was good for me because, you know, as a teacher, you work with young people, but for the young people too, and I told Elias that too, and his parents, it's just like, I really compete because I saw you guys doing it, and it's inspirational, and I thought it was told. Yeah. So that's a cool story, man. How cool is that?
It was.
That's so memorable, too.
I know.
Like that's forever.
Yeah. And then another forever moment. Got to came back home, went to work for a couple of days, drank from the fire hose because everybody was like, oh, fire hose. Right? It always feels that way. Yes. At least for me, because when things get out of rhythm, it's not that things were not moving. It's just me trying to catch up. So took Wednesday. I woke my son up at 4:30, did a surprise trip to Atlanta, go see Newcastle United, go tune Army, watch play Chelsea. We went to a 1-1 tie. The whole experience would be a whole podcast because, dude, it was so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, we had such a good time. I felt like where I would normally say, we're going to eat here, we're going to do this, blah, blah, blah. I was like, all right, where do you want to go?
Cool.
Like, what do you want to eat?
You let it go.
Yeah. Just like, all right, you want to here or like going to the Hard Rock Cafe for the kid who loves to play bass for the first time? Oh my God, he walked around for like 20 minutes, just like, that one.
Yeah,
like,
that's super cool.
Yeah. And then like the jerseys from both teams were like kind of walking in, and he didn't know. We still didn't. Yeah. Anyway, super successful trip. And then so those back to back, and then Rebecca and I are leaving tomorrow to go to the CrossFit Games for the might be the last time in Madison, Wisconsin, because they're maybe relocating. But we had the opportunity to see one of the last games in Carson, California. That was really cool. I think it was 11 or 12. And then so we're gonna spend the weekend or so. In
very cool.
Madison, Wisconsin, watching really good-looking people work out.
Yeah. Oh my God. And making me feel bad. Yeah. I mean, inspiring.
Yeah. So we've, I think we did go to Carson. I got to talk to Laura about that. Either cool. 11 or
that Hermosa Beach area and stuff.
Ooh,
that's kind of where we stayed. Airbnb before the Airbnb, really, or whatever it was. We rented a house out there. I love that area.
That's a trip.
Yes,
we may have been at the same place.
Yeah, it's 11 or 12. 12 for sure.
12.
Yeah.
So get this. Like 12. At these competitions, you've never been, right?
No, I've
Okay.
seen a little bit of the videos, but they seem
So-
intense.
So you see, oh,
Did we die?
yeah, he needs some juice.
Some juice, okay.
Are
let's
you
give
out
some
of juice?
No, I always have juice, man.
So-
But this one's plugged in, no? Or is
No,
that
that's
the-
for the
Okay.
for
I
that.
can bring it up.
So, the first hour that you're there, you're like, oh my God, all these beautiful women, all these booties, right? You're like, damn, look at that booty. Look at that booty. I swear, by in 3 hours, you're like, fuck, it's all booties. You're like, damn, all right, I'm done. I'm bootied out. It's,
Is there such a thing?
there is, I'm telling you.
I've never been there.
I'm probably going to get my ass kicked for this one. Sorry,
Yeah,
Rebecca.
that's why I'm not
is.
commenting.
No, this
I
one's
mean,
a
the
funny
only
one.
booty I look at is my wife. So
One of the first CrossFit competitions we went to was in Hell's Half Acre in Dallas. It was I think it was CrossFit Dallas that we went to. It was an early regional, and of course, everybody was walking around, and I made a comment. I'm like, man, look, when I see a girl has traps, that's hot. Because like the abs that she has, she worked for those abs.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's. But so always the joke, it was kind of like a funny joke, like, oh, what about her traps? And my wife has very beautiful traps. So.
yes, we are all very fortunate people.
Yeah. No, so Windows 11 or which one?
Just hit enter, yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so that's all going on. But at the same time, I've been missing some really cool stuff y'all have been doing. So I think this is why I like doing it, right? Is because I actually really enjoy these, but it feels like sometimes it's like a lottery. It's like, man, sometimes, you guys got to do that podcast with those people, right? Yeah, like in a good way. There's a small childish envy.
Yes.
You're like, oh man, I want to ask some questions.
Yes.
So I did put the code is.
So yeah, you did miss.
Oh, I can't wait to launch
Saturdays,
that. We're gonna have to have a
Kiko.
warning on that. Turn down the volume because it was nuts.
They all got in the cold plunge. Well, in the
Oh, that's cool. Oh man.
So a couple of them, including actually Alex was the one I think that had the most adverse reaction.
Was that where the picking on started? Oh my God, I can only imagine.
It was. God bless you, Alex.
It was, yeah.
What happened with you, Joe?
So,
What's good?
What's good is, and it relates actually to the topic. It's just karma today was, I like to mention, occasionally on the podcast, I have my own, I'm starting a little emotional now, mental health issues, and today I was kind of stuck.
Yeah.
And I know when I'm stuck, and then part of the thing is I withdraw, and then I don't act.
You didn't withdraw today?
I try to, as you were trying to ask, and just I'm not going and no go, and my better half who understands me, but she was trying to figure out where my headspace was, and I just cognitive distortions for those that, and then Luis is like, get your ass over here, it's good for you and all that. And then, like I want to see Johnny, I want to see Chris. I haven't seen Chris in a while. And,
Excuse me, sir, it's Christopher.
Christopher, thank you for correcting me. I'm talking about my mental health. And then,
Yeah,
that's part of the problem.
Shape up.
And then, so what was good is that, just having people, my wife and like you guys, just pick me up because you need that.
Yep.
And
We all
and then for people getting out there, everything's different. I like how Chris has his ice plunge, which really works for me. I love like how I feel for the rest of the day.
My old lady has
And then I do Headspace. Calm's good too. Another thing,
Headspace?
yeah,
Yeah, I've seen that one.
And another thing I do is I there's white noise, but then doing research to help me get my sleep is there's
White, like when you say white noise, what do you mean?
like fans or things in the background. But now there's brown noise and pink noise too. It's a different. Yeah, I'll bring that up. Yeah, Headspace is great.
I'm afraid of what that internet search
No, it's not. I know people that
Brown space?
just go brown noise and then put
brown
something
noise.
in like like thunderstorm.
Okay.
And then what happens here, it's usually a YouTube video or something, it will run that, and then I get really good sleep because part of my struggle, too, is getting sleep. So I have a full process with, like...
Oh, yeah. Like the Calm has a sleep app, and there's like that thunderstorm. Yeah.
And what I like for people that are interested, whether it's a cold plunge or Calm or Headspace, or just like the person you told us about, Joe Dispenza.
Joe Dispenza.
And I tell this with my students, it's finding your style for success. There's listen to people, find out what works well for you. And so what's funny, a quick story, my wife hears this, she'll laugh, is I found one I really liked. It was a pirate ship in a storm with lightning, and so you hear the you hear the ship creaking and the sails flapping in the wind and the water crashing and the rain hitting the deck and then the lightning, the thunder. Well, you can't hear lightning. And I love that shit because I sit there.
Was
like
anybody in the background going, ahoy!
Hi, Mighty!
Hi, matey! I'm a pirate. But like just faintly in the background.
Yeah.
Grab the halyard, grab it.
That sounded a little like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Turn her into the wind!
I don't know. Whoever came out of that ocean, that dude, yeah.
And then
That would be fun to watch him be a sailor, like an old pirate. Get down.
Arnold
Lash it down. Lash it down.
get into the boat. Like all.
Roll.
If you want to live, roll.
Oh, that went very Filipino there.
It's a Filipino Arnold. He's like 5'2", 145 pounds of muscle.
I'm sorry. You just piqued my
Okay.
interest.
Filipino Arnold. Let's do this.
Filipino.
But
With an F.
I forgot what I was
Oh,
talking
with an
about.
F?
But that's the good thing. And I was gonna say something else before we went down this rabbit hole.
So hold on. Tell us something good.
That I have a support system. That's what I'm trying to tell people.
all
It's
right.
it's friends. If you didn't reach out, I probably would have been stuck. My wife, just continually dealing with my bullshit because she loves me so much, and that is good because health is so important. I know we're in BJJ, but the mental health aspect of life, just so that we can feel better, and then we're able to enjoy more, and you don't have to do it on your own. So look at that guy, Filipino
There is
star.
a Filipino Arnold. Look at that. There you go.
Man, what?
Yeah. Filipinos have that gene too.
Building
Big
a body
buff.
like Arnold.
Onions? Is that like he eats like an
No, it's you add onions when you cook.
Add
onions.
Joseph, onions. Yes, mom. God damn it, boy.
That dude
Add
was big,
onions.
yeah.
Okay, that's very authentic, actually.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, I have so much PTSD from that. That's why I don't like you. So I don't.
Some of these are great,
Go get
though.
my belt. I could do a whole podcast on that. Wow, there's some good-looking Filipinos there. Look at that. I don't know what that is.
Where?
Filipino volcanoes. That looks like Magic Mike Filipino style. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Not going to that show.
so moving on.
Headspace. Brought to you by Joe.
Oh, can I ask you guys real quickly before we go to new ones? So since mental health was one of the topics I wanted to talk about, and we touched upon it, what are your mental health go-tos when you're stuck or to keep your mental health strong? What do you tend to do? And if you get stuck like I was, like in the La Brea tar pits, I hadn't felt that bad in a while. What do you try to do, or what do you need to get out? So what do you do to maintain? What do you do to get out? Round robin.
I'll tell you gratitude. Because we typically focus on Everything that is bad, all the negatives. Oh my God.
Oh God.
But you know,
it's exactly like what I text to my wife.
you
Oh,
know,
my
80% of our lives, for the most part, are very positive, are very blessed. I mean, if we look up at our family, our kids, our, you know, our, I know it gets, I keep harping this, I keep drilling down on this, but hey, wake up and thank your pillow, right?
I still have 80% of my body, even though I have arms and legs.
Right?
Yes, Steve.
But what if you didn't have a pillow? Or what if you didn't have a bed? Or what if you didn't have a blanket? What if you didn't have AC? What if you didn't have running water? What if you didn't have hot water? What if you didn't have a toilet? What if you didn't have
You would have a
a
taboo.
refrigerator? What if you didn't? I mean, I can go on and
Yeah.
I
on.
would live happily ever after.
So,
stick me out in the woods. Oh,
well, what if you were
Like,
unable
if-
to
if-
not go in the woods? What if you didn't have that option to live out in the woods?
What do you mean?
Yeah, let's just say that you didn't have a leg or two legs, or you were
Hey, watch it.
physically, you were like Steve, you were physically
I'd
incapable.
be a good mouse catcher.
So
Because I'm low to the ground. Sorry.
As a guy who says weird things,
Yes.
that is great.
No, like,
so
yeah.
you get my point. I know
Yeah.
you're trying
Yeah,
to.
yeah, I'm trying to make it positively funny.
Those poor mice.
But that's the best way to counter it. You know, you got some
Yeah.
bad shit happening. Okay, what is going, make a journal, like, and I know journal sounds so freaking
No.
buzzwordy. Just write it down really quick. Write something down. Say, hey,
yeah.
this is good. Yeah, this is bad, but this is good. This. And then you see that it over, like, comes any negative shit that's happening in
I'm
your
on
life.
I'm on the opposite side of writing it down.
Okay.
Yeah. Funny part is I write everything down at work. So I take like what I call like really good notes of our activities. In my personal life, I don't like to write it down. I think here recently I've been focusing on not dwelling. Right? So if I write it, it's still a memory of like negative energy that I don't need to hang on to. It's basically, I try to keep a clean closet mentally where like, all right, I don't want anything dragging me down, but I don't want a reminder of it. Or in a job sense, I don't want to write down my constraints.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right. You don't want to give them that extra energy, that extra attention.
Yeah.
But you want to give that extra attention to all the good things.
And
that
that's where that's the purpose of it is I don't want to write my bad
okay, yeah,
and take up energy and space for that. I want to focus on, all right, how can I make this good, right?
Yeah, you're a very positive guy. Just me knowing you for like a year and a half.
Yeah, so I'm not trying to, like, it's funny because I think we're all positive in different ways. Like, I know, Luis, you've got a great positive outlook, even more so
Stupid.
in many aspects that I have. And
Yes.
dude, it works.
It's infectious.
But what's kind of like, you know, like even with Richard and discipline and integrity and all that, it's cool because I may not be able to commit 100% with what you're doing, like writing it down and doing but that works for you. But for me, I take some of those and I'm like, oh man, I really like Luis's approach on that. I really like Richard's approach on that. I like the way Joe approaches that.
Thank you.
So then when we step out in the world and we're working or talking with people, then I'm like, all right, normally I either would have taken offense or got salty over this one, but what would somebody like, how could I make this a positive one? And I'm not going to stop that conversation until we're both going like, yeah, that's a great idea. You know, or yes, that's to do it. So like for me, if I'm not writing down the past, there's only the future. It's only now.
The
right?
now. No,
The
you actually
now,
just
now.
have the now.
Yeah, the now.
You don't know what the future is, and the past is gone.
Is that how I plan everything out? No, but going through as many people as I interact with within a day, I have to keep it like a fresh deck around. Like I can't, if I'm frustrated with team player A, I can't show that and share that with team player B. Even if B doesn't is the one or ends up talking crap about A. Like I want to be the neutral.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Well, that's very professional too. Not a lot of people do that.
But because of that, I think like for me, like writing down those bad things is just like I said, it takes up space and an energy that would take away from me thinking about thanking my pillow. Though I don't. I think it's a cool idea. But I really focused on thinking the ability to wake up and get to see my kids or see family. Like I appreciate that in its nature. And from that side, like if I can take care of that and take care of family, then I would look forward to being out in the woods with them all day. Damn.
Yeah.
All four of us, man, we do great out in the woods.
There's a weird thing you made me think about. Do you mind putting it up? It's called like how many days left. It's like a board. It's a poster. I was thinking of getting it, and it basically counts down. You circle it in. It's a poster of how many days left you have to live as we talk. It's weird, and it sounds very, very grim, and I'm not sure about that.
Sorry, I don't want to.
I don't
Yeah,
want to.
for me, for mine,
It's kind of like trying to review the amortization schedule on a 30-year.
I think
mortgage.
I would stress out. I would stress out in a different way. Like I would be trying to not cheat that, but figure out like, you know what, they're wrong. I'm gonna like, and I'm gonna nerd this out, and then I'm gonna drink every day after I make it fast. You know, like it would be a game for me, right? It'd be like, all right, you think I'm gonna be at like 2,000, you know, whatever it may be. I'm like, fuck you, I'm going.
Well, yeah, I love that attitude because I'm the same way about like jiu-jitsu and being old and Father Time. Yeah, Father Time has 100% perfect record, but he has to work for this one.
Right, and you could probably have his email by now.
Well, it's basically carrier pigeon, but
let
me scribble this with an inkwell and a piece of
catch up with the times there. Yeah.
Said that.
What if you live like today was the last day?
I don't have enough money.
That is an original answer. That was so fast.
And it would be so depressing. I'm sorry.
What if we're being so positive too?
That's positive, right? Like you're most like
you're just gonna have.
If I wanted to go to I got tomorrow, I'm kicking the bucket. Today I want to go fly to space. You know how much money that takes to go fly to space? It takes a whole lot of money.
Isn't it like 250,000?
Yeah, for a 6-month waiting list. But if you're like, I got 4.4 billion, it says I want to go tomorrow.
They're lining that right now. Yeah. You're in it. Yeah, and bring a friend. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care if I go like a ball of flames. I went out doing exactly what I was hoping to go do.
Why space though? That's scary.
No, it is not. It's freedom.
No gravity.
Ain't nothing weighing me down. I
used to literally that. I don't even like elevators, so like
I know you guys don't like it during jiu-jitsu, but I could literally rip one and propel myself on the same path. As long as nothing gets in my way, I would just stay on that.
Best climate change.
You know, I'm cautious when I pass his guard. Like,
I thought he was gonna say pass gas.
I'm gentle.
Yeah,
because I don't want. I focus on the upper thoracic cavity.
You can still roll 100%. Just don't roll with them in the first 3 rounds. That should all be tapped out. It's like a whoopee cushion. You just go. By the time it's round 4, he's good.
That's it. It's gone.
Yeah, and I can appreciate that.
Hey, how about yesterday? Oh no, you weren't there for T. T was.
We'll get him on.
Hey, but he's like, he doesn't care.
I don't know what his diet's like, but he has something going on. I'm just
cookies, Tiff treats.
Tiff treats.
Yeah, I will say this: we would win his soul if he shut on the day he decides to do a podcast with us. That we have a box of Tiff treats right there.
That's a great idea. I'm writing that down.
Yeah, he would literally eat that up.
Well, yeah. Why haven't we got him on?
I don't know.
Because our podcast has been so popular for our viewership, and out there we now have 1, 2, 3.
Thank you to our viewership.
We have like 20. We have 10 people that are scheduled, and another 10 that want to be scheduled.
That is cool.
And if we go every other week, I mean we're
looking at like Christmas.
Well, we're looking at episode 58 now. All the way
Holy
to 58,
shit.
because we go every other, just because sometimes they just want to see the boys. We're like the Beatles. And sometimes we want to bring someone in to do some covers with us.
Man, that got me all exposed with the emotional crying, man. Whatever. You guys accept
There's
it.
nothing wrong with crying. I learned that.
It's
like
weird.
3
you know,
episodes ago.
There's not.
Yeah.
I used to
have a
be that
harder-
person,
I have a harder time crying for
like The Notebook.
like the bad stuff.
Yeah.
But man, on proud moments, like
Oh,
yeah.
both
jeez,
for
man.
like both,
Oh,
you know, both your kids or whatever it may be,
Gone.
or family, man, you're like,
Gone.
When I was
Yeah.
coaching at the Austin Open and seeing, oh God, I started feeling that little twinge. The
Yeah.
kids and just like the adults, and
Yeah.
like when Marcio and everyone
Yeah.
was cheering, and I was at the concession stands, but I could see everyone cheering, and I was just like, and
Oh,
as a
Marshall.
yeah,
Yeah.
and,
Marshall.
and as a teacher, you like those
Yeah.
moments, and I'm sitting there like, this is a moment that changes the gym. It's like
Yeah.
something that adds another brick. Oh
And then
man,
Alex.
and I got to
Yeah.
see it, and
Alex.
everyone else, I got to see it. It was just like I wanted to be there, but I was in line, and I'm like, I'm just gonna enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah.
And I watched, and you could hear everybody yelling in that arena, and it's just like,
Well, Marshall knew how to work that crowd. He's
Jeez.
like,
yeah, Boa, we need to get Marcio
yeah.
on with
He's
someone. That would be
like-
another. God.
he is
I
like
got to learn Portuguese. He said,
Yeah.
yeah.
You
I
just
told
say
him.
Boa a lot.
Spanish. He knows Spanish.
No, he does.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that was one of my commitments. I want to try to do it in
Oh, yeah.
Portuguese.
Yeah.
The whole thing in Portuguese.
The whole thing in Portuguese.
Oh man, so episode what 108?
But yeah,
Well,
maybe
we'll get
towards
him
the end
in.
of the year.
I mean, he's like a Brazilian bear. It's just he's so loving. I remember real quickly about Marcio because I have met too many.
Translate app. Sorry, I will just have that on, so I'll be like, oh okay.
That's how him and I talk a lot, Google
yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, it's great. But I remember when I was getting comfortable with him, he gave me a hug, and then he's like 6'4" or something.
Yeah, he
6'3".
kisses everybody.
Kissed me on the head. And I was like, whoa, what's going on here? And that's fine. It's 2022, 2023. But I'm like, oh, that's just his affection. And he's so loving. I mean, what a golden heart. He's like, well, everybody at the gym's great.
yeah.
It's so great.
No, it was. It's. I think on those moments when you're proud, those can do it. But when you see your kids' vulnerability too, you're
Yeah,
like,
and the
man,
kids,
really?
yeah.
Because like that, even with Tyler, there's conversations that you've had where you're like, man, it was at that point that I saw the first time, like
Yeah.
this, right? And then especially when doubt comes in, when your kid's that confident, the kid confident,
Yeah.
like isn't there the reality,
Yeah.
you know, because as I would say as a young child you have all the confidence in the world, you go out and do whatever you want, but then at some point in time life gets real for you and you start to figure out like if I don't do X, I may not be able to get the gold medal or win or whatever it may be, right? Or perform well,
Yes.
right? And when you see that first initial doubt, man, that hits. You're like, oh, dang, really? You're not invincible. You're like, you're not. You're a
Yeah.
kid. You're invincible.
It's so great. Yeah.
Right?
It's so great to be
Yeah.
that kid and you're just riding your bike
Yeah.
as fast as you can. You're making ramps, you're climbing trees, you're lighting firecrackers. Or, it's just
Yeah.
like, and then something happens in our brains, and then we start doubting and this doubt and all
It's
that.
that little
and,
ego. It's your ego. It's
Yeah.
your drunken.
It's-
I call it drunken monkey.
yeah.
Because we don't really like right now. You're not really listening to me or hearing me.
What'd you say?
You know, seriously, you are hearing your inner voice tell you what I'm saying. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
deep.
Like if you think about it,
Yeah.
like see, you said yeah. I just heard
My
you
inner
say
voice is
yeah
telling you
in
to shut
my
the hell up.
voice.
I'm just kidding.
I like-
no, I like that.
That's one kind of like back of the brain thing I do try is because you reading the same principle, you're not really listening. A lot of people
Yes.
tend to are trying to find the reaction already in the conversation
Mm-hmm.
with that. But I do appreciate when that does get brought up because it reminds me to go, okay, I am going to listen. And
Yeah.
I want to be. I would hope everybody would like to be a better listener. And sometimes it is fun to kind of.
Yeah, I think
So-
the podcast
Right.
has made me a better
So,
listener.
I'll tell
On
you a
side
way you
note.
can do that. I think you will. This is like a tangible here for you. Be curious about the conversation.
Yeah.
For example, you guys went to Atlanta, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I went to. Tell me about that.
Yeah.
Just really quick. Let's kind of role play this really quick.
Okay. Took him to the aquarium, which was amazing.
The aquarium.
Yeah.
So jealous.
Yeah, I see where you're going with
See?
it. Yeah,
The
ask
aquarium.
The aquarium.
What?
Yeah,
What?
tell me more.
about it. Yeah, tell me about that.
Yeah,
There was a yellow fish,
yeah.
a Nemo. See,
Well, and I think what's helped with this podcast too is asking those questions like out in my job or with other people is because it forces us to when we have a guest is like listen to them and then
Yeah.
we want to know more, so we're asking questions that build on that, and that connection is really cool.
Yeah.
Right, because we're all, I mean, you got 3 or 4 people in here who are actively listening to one person because we want to know more.
yeah.
And your approach is just that way, is like you want to know more.
Yep. Like, really?
Yeah,
Oh, tell me
wow.
more.
Yeah.
So here's the
I like
dangerous
it, though.
part. This is what sucks about the podcast is
Yeah.
that for the time constraints, for time reasons, you got to cut it off.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
for
like,
sure.
damn it.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to learn more about that. Otherwise, we just end up with one topic, kind of like what happened on Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
But it was a beautiful disaster.
Good.
Yeah, I'll leave it at that. It was beautiful.
Yeah, sure.
It was just chaotic, but in a nice way, in a funny way. Oh my God, I can't wait.
Oh,
you
yeah,
guys,
no,
you
I'm
guys
looking
gotta,
forward
you
to
guys
it.
gotta listen to that.
I really enjoy, I like the craft of it too, in some sense. I do re-listen to the podcast, all of them, and
Yeah.
just kind of like, one, it's kind of cool to see how some things have grown, whether it be the background or just
Yeah.
how our approach is, or like the guest, right? And then the times that's not guests, but just being able to hear and listen, again, actively listen, because it's nice on a car ride because there's nobody
Yep.
there to talk to, and it gives me an opportunity to hear more about it. I'm not much of a podcaster, so I don't listen to a whole lot of them, but I do listen to ours because it's a craft that you have, and it's like getting really good. And Joe's got his way of doing it, like right.
Yeah.
It's been fun to see it grow.
To watch it develop. Yeah.
develop.
I see it.
Joe finally made it over here with his walker.
Yeah.
Did you have to go potty?
Hey, what was your opinion on that Leo post? Oh, 36 and under can only drink beer. I was like, what are you?
You know what? That's funny because Leo's moved up my list for wrist locks.
Oh, I
so-
think everybody put him on his list. That's above 36.
I love it when the younger people talk so much crap, you know. and
It
just
wasn't
like, you
even
know,
him. Like, he's going to be
Yeah,
like, what?
yeah.
It was just posting.
He was
but,
just
you
trying
know,
to
he's under
communicate.
36, obviously, because he didn't take offense to it.
Oh, I didn't. I don't think anybody did. We're just giving
I
him a
did.
hard time.
I did. I did.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I am not like aged or senior by any ways, but I am 10 years older than that 36 cut mark. And I was
Yeah.
like, I think I have 10 more years of drinking beer.
Yeah. I have
Anya.
15 on
Yeah,
top of that.
can tell you all
bull
about it.
crap.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And at the same time, like you mentioned the Walker comment, and I was just like, hey, look, I will say if I could find a beer that makes me have a Walker afterwards,
Yeah.
good beer. No,
Good beer.
In a conversation.
Dude.
Hey, how about that competition where you run a mile? No, you down a beer.
Yeah.
You run a lap.
Yep.
And then you down another beer.
Where at?
You ran. I don't know.
Oh, I've seen
it. I've seen it on
Can you look up?
ESPN
It's like, yeah,
Plus.
I did
or
Murph
something.
that way. Yeah.
You did not.
Yes. You can ask.
Can you explain what
Oh, one you
what
asked
that is to
Rebecca,
the
but-
audience?
Dude,
Yeah.
get out.
So I did it or
I'm kidding.
No, I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's why I said get out.
Oh, okay.
yeah. Bye, Murph.
Yeah.
So Murph is we do it on Memorial Day. It was a CrossFit workout that was based off of
yes.
Lieutenant Michael Murphy's own workout that he would do. So you run a mile, then it's 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, and another mile. There is a version of it, or they call it prescribed, with the 20-pound vest. So you're doing all that
Yes.
activity for that.
So you
So
know it.
one year, I decided to do beer mile. So at the half mile mark of the first mile, I downed a whole beer and then ran in, did the workout, and then on the way out, at the half mile mark on my last mile, had a beer and came back. That was a horrible mistake.
Can you tell me what beer it was? That's important.
Yeah, it was Dos Equis.
That's not a bad choice.
No,
Was
it's
it
not
iced?
Oh,
it
yeah, it was
honest?
cold.
Okay.
For sure.
It's not a Voodoo Ranger.
No, but I will
9%.
say this. I have never been so sore from a workout until
Right.
after that one.
It sounds
And I don't want to
crazy.
blame beer for it. But, I mean, I was hustling, because it's great. For me, initially, it was like, carbs.
Which part of it's the hardest, would you say, for you?
What, the workout?
The 1 mile, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, 1 mile.
And in my prime, I liked all of them. Now, I'm like, the runs. I don't like.
I hate running.
Yeah.
I don't have the mental strength for
Mine's
that
been
right
the
now.
squats, the last
I like
200 squats, though.
Yeah.
Do they have
The
people?
squats one, it's the push-ups. To be honest with you, push-ups.
Do they have people, or is it an honor
Long
thing?
arms.
Do you have people making sure you're doing it correctly, or is it thing like I'm doing this?
They have done that workout at a legitimized comp, like CrossFit Games or like the Rogue Invitational or whatever. And yes, there are judges going counting your reps on your push-ups, counting the depth of your squat.
It has to be at 90 of the squats at least.
Actually, the hip
Parallel.
crease has to be at or below the top of the knee. Heels
Yeah.
down, right? They can't be no funky. And then on the pull-ups, your chin, and at that level, they're saying chest to bar. So, yeah, with a weight vest. So they're doing chest to bar pull-ups. Yeah, and then the push-ups, like there's somebody watching you make sure your chest hits the ground and you're fully locked out at the top. They won't fly.
That's
They'll
intense.
and they'll nope up them. You'll see people get tired and go, and they'll be like, nope.
Nope.
No rep.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
And then you're with like the 1 year or two. They did it 2 years in a row for sure on the CrossFit Games, and you're like with 20 other athletes or more. So you're talking about like 20, 30 male and female athletes who are at the prime of their condition, and they are just chasing each other on this thing. I'm like, no, not for me.
So speaking about crazy workouts, and you guys will like this topic, and it's a good segue. Can you pull up Zuck again? Because we seem to have some fanboy. And Zuck,
I'm not a fan of Zuck anymore.
Why?
Zuck diet. Just put the Zuck diet. This is something
I-
that came out recently. The Zuck diet, and you could explain why.
Zuck diet?
Yeah,
The Zuck?
he has he let out there what the his Zuckerberg diet, his eating plan, because he works out so much
The
now.
Zuki.
Oh, Zuck
Yeah.
diet.
I'm not. Yeah,
Sorry,
that's it.
my-
I'm done.
I-
You know he got his black or blue belt, right? I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Let's put
Yeah,
a
yeah.
K on
He'll
that real
probably
quick,
get
yeah.
his black belt like next year.
Oh, I s-
He's actually like from he's actually competing a lot.
yeah, he is competing. He's working out
Like
hard.
man, what's the dude who plays Bane? I've bring him a couple
Oh
times.
yeah, he
Tom
has all-
Hardy.
Yeah, he has all the
Got
Mad
it.
Max.
I
yeah.
think he got his purple belt.
Yep.
But that dude is constantly
He's-
competing.
yes, he's
but,
addicted.
and he is like rolling folks up.
Yeah, he is crushing
Like he
them,
has
like
a legit game.
Well,
If
he's
you watch.
cool. He's
Yeah.
cool. I like
And if
him.
you could put his eating calories, how
That's
many
a di-
calories he eats a day, his
Big
diet.
difference. Big difference. That dude is a beast. Zuck is a nerd.
No. So this just came out, I think, today. So because of his working out and how much he does, look at that.
Oh, he's not cutting weight.
No, but
He's trying to gain
he's at a
weight.
4,000 calories a day to offset all the activity. And if you pull up a shirtless picture of him, he's starting to look pretty good.
Oh, is
Yeah,
he-
he's probably gone to like
Is he-
a lean
is he
like
turning you on?
protein.
Hey, with someone with not much money and doing BJJ, yeah, I am turned on.
Right there, Zuck versus Musk.
that again. Yeah.
Gosh, so blue
Yeah, so
belt-
like yeah. I mean think about like Michael Phelps, how much food that dude consumed.
was like
14,000
yes.
calories.
How many?
14,000
you
a day.
because you're swimming so much, and we were both swimmers.
and look
You-
how like yoked he was.
okay, you swam a lot. I swam a lot. So what was the typical like?
Pancakes,
I did a lot of pancakes,
rice.
honey,
Yeah.
peanut butter on that, bananas,
I always liked
rice with
pancakes and
everything,
rice,
rice
yeah.
with everything, rice with everything.
My dad got me into like
Bread.
growing up is rice. So he would do like boiled rice, but we would add milk and sugar and like
Yes.
cinnamon with it.
Yes,
Not
that-
quite a pudding,
Filipinos like that.
but oh man, I love it so good.
Yes, rice with everything, baby.
Hey, I got
I
a question
lived
for
with a
you.
Filipino family on one time, and I introduced them to that. And like the first time they saw me, I went up. I was all tired in the morning. Went up to the rice cooker. I was like, oh, cool.
Oh, they didn't
put in
know?
a bowl, and they're like they're drinking their coffee in the morning, watching me,
Oh, yeah.
and then I open the refrigerator. And I get milk and I pour milk on it, and then they're doing this. They're like hitting each other, or like pointing at me, and I can
Look
tell.
at the white boy.
Yeah, they're like, "What's going on?" And then I go find the sugar, and then I start dumping the sugar in there, and then some cinnamon, and I started mixing it up, and they all were like, "What?" Like I was a zoo animal. And sure enough, I ate the bowl. I was like
American.
conversating. They're like, "Is that good?" I was like, "Yeah, man, but it's really good." Blah blah blah. And they all still looked at me weird, but I washed my dish, put it away. And then went back downstairs, and Josh came and told me that was the guy. It's his house, but he had a room downstairs I was renting. He came back. He's like, "We all tried it. It's delicious."
Converted
I said,
them.
"Well, what happened?" He goes, "The minute you left, we did the same thing."
Yeah.
And then like
Yeah.
he goes, his grandma was like, "Yeah, it just needs butter." But it was so. But Dad, that was like our carb load for like soccer and whatever sports we were playing and swimming. He always like it would be rice, like
Yeah,
like the sugar, the
I
carbs.
couldn't keep any weight on. I mean, those were the good old days, correct?
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think I ever hit above 175 until after the Navy.
I think I was 5'1". I'm not tall now. I think it's 5'1" because I saw my driver's license sophomore, but I was 113 pounds.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I was probably
I was
like
teeny. I was
145.
ripped.
And
Yeah.
then
I
Maybe.
mean, I saw a picture of me when I used to do triathlons at that age, and I was like,
malnourished.
yeah, like
Yeah,
eat a hamburger, kid.
Emaciated.
Emaciated, yeah.
Emaciated.
I think so. I don't know. We can ask Luis. He could probably hit that word.
Huh?
Yeah, see? Okay, moving on.
Emancipated?
Emancipated is a
Yes.
man that's constipated.
He's eating fried chicken.
I love me some fried
You
chicken.
can eat whatever you want.
When
you
you're
work
training
out
that hard,
much.
yeah.
Dude,
That's
So,
what. Hey,
all right.
no, okay. Some people. First time I heard this one, friend was in real estate at the time, or at the time I knew him, he was in real estate doing very well, and someone brought up like, "Man, I can't believe you bought that car, but you know how much gas, blah blah blah." And this was like when gas was cheap. He's like, and then tax, talking about like tax on the car, and he was like, "Shit, make enough money don't matter." So in
That's
the workout
legit.
philosophy, work out hard enough, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Sorry, not going to be a money lesson. It's going to be. It's definitely going to be a food and energy thing. Like part of the reason why I feel I eat kind of the way I do is I'm like, look, man, like from work and then jujitsu,
Oh, yeah.
and like on today worked out at 4, did work, and then came here, or did training, and then came here. I'm like, man, I want to eat like 3 cheeseburgers. Make it unhealthy.
God bless you. I love me some cheeseburgers.
Oh, cheeseburger. Yeah, I love cheeseburger.
You know what I also like that I heard is
Tacos.
our yellow tortillas, but we're
Yellow
now on
tortilla.
episode 22.
Oh, it's my
and we still
favorite thing to
haven't
get.
had them.
I know they're not the Luis ones, but I've converted over to just the yellow HEB ones.
Yeah,
I'll murder
because
those.
those are actually real.
I've had his. His are delicious.
So,
Yeah, that's.
I'll tell you the secret formula from HEB
No.
offline because I don't want that.
No, we're looking for a
rated.
sponsorship.
Just
Please
let me know.
don't.
Yeah,
We- we-
I'll tell you which tortilla.
Yeah,
is.
please,
Okay.
please, because one day, one of my bucket list items for this podcast is we get sponsored by HEB.
By HEB.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna call Jocko. Hey, this is a call to Jocko.
Good.
Get some milk.
Get
Yeah.
some milk and get some go.
Go milk
Jocko
and go.
Go.
Milk.
I want a Jocko poster in my room or in my box. Steve, I understand. I love me some Jocko too, man.
I like it when he tells the stories about like when his, when they were testing or they still have milk, but he's got little kids, They
Yeah.
just go, give me milk.
Give me milk.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Time out.
Yep.
Earlier you were talking, Joe, that
I hope I was
you
talking.
could-
It's a
that
podcast.
you were talking about. You were speaking about not being able to sleep.
Yes, sir.
I'm about to call you out. What are you drinking?
This is
It's
this
called.
is
Let me
a
see. Put it up.
this is a
Bring it
low
up.
carb drink.
Yeah.
It's Monster.
Okay.
And what happens
You're
is
drinking
let
a
me read it.
Monster and you have trouble sleeping. What time is it right now?
It is.
It's daytime.
I can't do
Yeah,
military time, so it's
exactly.
late. It's
20
it's 11:25.
2300.
So let me read what this one is. Tear to a can of the meanest energy drink on the planet. This energy drink actually not only gives you the energy that you need to sustain your day, but also helps you get the Z's that you need as you go into the second part of your night.
I stand corrected.
So
I just made that up, by the way.
what it? Yeah. What it? Yeah. I was gonna say what it is. He's got to
That's
stay.
pretty good.
He's got to be
That's
on
pretty
watch.
damn
He's got to
good.
be on watch tonight.
Yeah.
Because as
Yeah.
he's like on the couch, he's got to be in defensive mode.
I'm like, yeah, I'm
Really?
be sitting there like, I want to paper cut something. I think that's a squirrel. Dude, real quickly, have you guys noticed there's like more squirrel action because of the heat? Have you guys noticed that on your properties? Or
No, we have a lot of armadillos out here. Matter of fact,
really?
I walked up on
Maybe it's
one
like
in
a
Bill's yard, and I went up there to kind of.
Maybe it's like a gang thing. They have territories.
They might.
Like the
There's a lot of
armadillos.
scorpions here too.
Oh,
I shot one.
Tyler got tagged.
Ooh.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I've been
he got
hit.
it last night, man. And it,
Yeah, it
like I mean,
sucks.
it sucks because there's nothing you can do other than put like ice on it.
Was it inside or
It
outside?
is inside.
Oh,
I mean, we just there like it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. We're on a hill that has
yes.
a lot of
Oh,
pride. a lot of
no.
scorpions.
So
if it's
they're
scorpions.
not poisonous or anything.
It's like a bee sting, I would
Yeah,
say. Bee sting level.
Damn.
Wasp, maybe.
Yeah, it thumps
Yeah.
when it does, and then it's like it's hot.
Yeah.
It stings.
I'd say more like a wasp
Yeah,
Yeah.
than a bee.
yeah. I would say the thump behind it though is more like the initial like pop
Yeah.
versus like a hornet or a wasp. You
Yeah.
feel. I mean, you feel that like oh you instantly. But this one is Tyler was telling me had a little bit more of like a thump to it when it hit. And I was
Damn.
like, man, it sucks. So there's nothing you can do. I was like,
Nothing
man,
you
the
can
only
do.
thing we can do
Just
is
eyes.
honestly we're gonna put a cold pack on it
Nice.
and just take some of that heat away and. He's fine, luckily, but man,
I
that is
hate-
not a good time in the morning
No,
to
I
find out
hate
like your
bugs.
kiddo could be
allergic.
We don't know. You know, you assume. I mean, critters are critters, and we live in Texas, and it's hot, and they're tired of burning up. Guess what happens? They want to find a little cool spot. So, plus with the kid, the cat open up in the door.
Yeah.
That's those little suckers sneak in all the time.
Why didn't the cat get it?
My cat's lazy.
Hey, so I'm
My
in.
cat sleeps a lot.
That's a good life.
So get this. I'm in the Santa Cruz Mountains, right?
Hmm.
On my motorcycle, just freaking, just having some fun carving.
That motorcycle
Canyons.
that's downstairs?
No, it was a Ninja, rice rocket, little rice rocket,
Yeah.
Crotch rocket.
crotch rocket. Yeah. Did I say rice rocket?
Yeah.
Same
You
thing.
sure did, but that's okay.
Crotch rice
I'm just
rocket.
trying
It was
to
a-
help
it
you
was
out,
a-
buddy.
Kawasaki Ninja. Anyways, so I'm just rolling.
There goes
and-
that sponsorship.
And all of a sudden, I felt a little like a little bit of a pain. I'm like, fuck, like an itch. I'm like, damn. And I got my full leathers, and I'm like, wow, whatever. And then I kept going, maybe about 3 miles later. And boom, I felt it again. And then I felt it again. And then I
Oh,
felt
no.
something
Oh my
move.
god.
So I'm on the motorcycle,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, I like pull over. I swear, I just barely made the kickstand.
Yeah.
Like, I put the kickstand down, jumped off, ripped the helmet off, ripped the jacket off, ripped
Yeah.
the shirt off,
Yeah.
ripped everything
Oh,
off.
God.
This was on the side of the road, and there's cars.
Yeah.
Just going, and then I look back once I felt clear. I look back and there's a trail. There's the helmet. There's the gloves. Or no, there's the gloves. There's the helmet. There's the shirt. There's
Yeah.
the jacket. And
Yeah.
finally, I go over, and it was a big ass wasp.
Ugh.
Man, those things.
I
It
hate
just
horn,
kept
yeah.
going
Yeah.
and
Wasp.
going. What
Yeah, they
the-
can sting up to 10 times. It was the red ones style one?
No,
The
no.
mud-
it was
are they called the
brown.
mud wasps?
Yellow.
Oh, yours are yellow and black. So the ones we had heavy in Alabama were like the horn. No, it was like a reddish
Ugh,
kind of like
no, thank
wasp.
you.
I mean, it's like deep red, almost
Definitely
like
wasps.
with black eyes. It just comes in and it lands. Man, they say I think like they can sting up to like 10 times before they are like done.
Screw
Damn.
those wasps.
Yeah, and I had one hammer my forearm one time because
Yep.
I was cleaning a deck.
Yeah.
There was one underneath, and I went to try to knock it down, and one bounced, came up, and then before I could even react, it was like pow pow. I was like, ah.
Have you ever been stung by the carpenter wasps?
No.
They're these little wasps.
I heard that's painful.
It's very painful, and I was working in the yard, and they hover like Apache helicopters staring you down. So I was out there. Yeah. And there was like 3 to 5 of them. I was pissed, so I went back and I was going to handle it. So I got some bug spray, and that didn't work out.
Fucking.
So I was trying to hit him. It's like you trying to shoot a bow and arrow at a patch of helicopter. So I started taking off. Yeah. And one of my daughters, I think, was in the in the TV room. We have these big windows, so she sees like, "What's Dad doing?" I'm screaming, I'm running, and I got my hat. I'm trying to hit him. I got this yellow like rash guard. I'm running around the garage. I'm running into the house. I mean, it's probably about, to make that trip, it's probably about 40 yards long. Get in the house, there's still one hammering my neck.
Oh, no.
What?
And I got all these stings. And I go to my wife, of course, I go to my wife, and I'm like, I got stung by all these wasps. And my wife's like, what? So we looked them up. And basically they said loud noise, and guys, from me grappling, yellow, which I was wearing, and running. Makes them agitated.
Triggers them.
Yeah, so I did like 3 of the 4 things you shouldn't do.
What was the 4th?
I can't even remember,
Swatting?
yeah, probably that. Well, that'll piss anyone off. And I got freaking tagged. They're all over me, and I was running and screaming. But it was the same thing. The hat was off. The rash guard was off because they were in there. My flip-flops fell off. The can was on the ground.
Damn flip-flops. Gotcha.
And my daughter's just watching TV, get her snack, and just like, there goes Dad.
Damn flip-flops.
That is hilarious. Hey, I got a question for you, Christopher. I wanted to ask you earlier, is a black belt a white belt that never gave up?
Oh, jeez.
Yes. Yeah, no, this is a Bruno.
I know.
It actually has everybody who made rank on this one. Oh,
that's very cool.
Yeah.
I think that's before my time.
That was the last big promotion in the December one. So.
Do they have instructor belts on there?
No, they don't.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, maybe you could request it now.
Can I just put white on the back and sign my name?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Game. On a question of that, yeah. I mean, if you became a black belt, you started as a white belt, and you didn't stop until you became one. So.
Well, that's the thing. It's that thing with consistency that's been mentioned in our episodes, correct? That motivation is like a spark, discipline with consistency.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
Yeah.
Are we going to talk about commitment versus discipline again?
No, because we solved that.
That was not solved.
He's committed to it.
That was not even close to being solved.
I'm committed to bringing it up just so we could keep talking about it.
And you're going to have the discipline to listen.
Your voice right now is telling you, listen, biatch.
Listen up here.
Okay, take control of this.
Let's go ahead and do some affirmators for the day. And
I would like,
Yeah, go ahead.
I would like him because I miss this guy.
I miss you too.
I miss you all, man. It's just fun because, I like it in the aspect that we're just hanging out.
I like it a lot. Yeah, yes, it was huge for me. I felt so much better.
Well, what I like about it, this forces us to talk because otherwise we'd just be sitting there drinking beer, going, "Hey, what's up, bud?"
Yeah, we're playing on TikTok.
You play on TikTok or you go on TikTok? Let's get that straight, Mr. Teacher.
I do not post anything.
Let's use proper grammar.
I will not post. Oh wow, we got
You can't.
What?
So it's not just me with the ESL. Impermanence.
I do not like that definition. I am.
All right. So anyway, ignore that. I just want to know how to say it. Thank you. I felt bad too because when the other card that the previous guys had, they couldn't say it, and I'm like,
it was rough.
Here we go, 2 for 2.
No, you can't cheat. You got to go.
No,
it's part of the show. You got to go. It's part of the show.
Impermanence. Life is always changing, and I drift easily through those changes, good and bad. As I drift through hard times, I can take comfort in knowing that I will leave them behind. As I drift away from good times, I can take comfort in knowing that more will come my way. Impermanence is an equal opportunity, non-entity.
Is it impermanence or I'm a permanence?
I'm permanence. just because I'm just gonna let that one go by. It's gonna drift. It's gonna drift in my good
I'm
times.
permanence.
I'm
Can you say that in Filipino?
All right.
I'm I'm permanence.
See.
Sorry, Mom.
Hey, cool part is it is a painting like in the cool Japanese style waves with a paper sailboat and a storm behind them with a sun on the horizon. So, I think this one is exactly today.
It is, actually.
We talked about it.
We talked about
Yes, it's weird how.
So
we have
now
success
instead of
rate.
me not writing in a diary, this is why.
Here, get that closer.
I love that.
Get that on your, that one will work. Wait, that one. There it is. There it is. Boom.
That's pretty cool, actually. That's one of my favorite little drawings on all our affirmators right behind us on the wall.
I'm
here.
gonna take
I like
a
that.
photo of this one.
So I guess you live the present. Be present.
Don't be permanent.
Yeah. Life is always changing.
Hell yeah.
So you got to drift easily through those changes. Don't resist, good or bad. Just go with it. So be neutral. Live in neutrality. As I drift through through hard times, I could take comfort in knowing that I will leave them behind. Yeah. This too shall pass. As I drift away from the good, I take comfort that more will come my way.
So what do you think about that, sir?
Yeah. Good or bad. Bring it.
Yeah, I'm digging that one.
Yeah, it's neat
Good
how it,
or bad.
Again, I mean, it's not always perfect,
That
but we
one
have
was
something spot on. I want to bring up something real quickly that I use at work, and there's a quote here, and actually I won't show, but it says, "Flow through the obstacles like a strong river gushing through the rocks." And it's something that way when my students email me, they could see it, and there's like a little gif of a river going through the rocks, and it's just the ability to flow. And sometimes you don't have to bust through the rock. You just can find a way around it so you could get to the next best thing. Today, just to mention where, I was stuck literally between a rock and a hard place. And then, again, Louise was great, reached out. My wife is patient with me. So, and now I'm back, obviously, with the podcast on this flow state. And so that's really neat, the impermanence.
Mm-hmm. Good job picking it.
Yeah, no, thank you for having.
Yeah, don't be stuck on the bad, because as soon as you could turn that corner,
Yeah,
it should be good there.
you can go into a storm or you can look for the sun.
Ooh, that is very good. I love that. Jeez, I love that.
Don't be a cow.
I don't understand that, but that's okay.
But if it moves you, why not?
Be the buffalo.
Be the buffalo.
Yeah, what does a buffalo say? They got a crazy long tongue. We went to one of these feeding zoos, and you get the feed like.
No, I don't do. I don't do. I don't do pet farms or animal farms.
Yeah,
no, I don't do any zoos. I don't do petting zoos. I will not do it. I hate that.
It made some people on the ride like, oh.
Were you one of them?
I mean, that becomes an instrument.
When my daughters were little, we would take them like petting zoos at like the fairs and stuff, and I would not go in because I panicked.
Why not?
Because I don't like the smell of them. I don't want them touching me. I don't want them looking at me.
The
with
little
that
sheep?
No, the sheep are scared. The little goat.
Little vicious goats?
The little goats will butt you, and as soon as they know you have food in your hand, they attack you.
Yeah, it's cool.
And no, it's not cool. I panic, and my wife would have me hold the cup because she knew all the animals would swarm to me.
Look,
and I panic.
And then they'd laugh?
No, literally, I panic.
Can I pivot your?
Please do, because I'm having PTSD.
Look at him like you're gonna eat him.
No,
Be
no,
like,
I don't.
Butt me one more time. I'm gonna barbecue you.
That's different than looking at HEB in the butcher department there. I do not want to see a little animal hitting me.
Wait,
But-
you're telling me that you haven't butchered like a pig or anything
I'll
like
butcher
that?
the hell out of something, but I don't want to be with this cute little animal and a bunch of them. And the geese are mean, man. Those are mean little mother.
They got a big neck.
I'm telling
You
you,
can
though,
just fucking-
that little Billy will taste delicious. It'll be tender.
Well, you got kids there and families. I can't
So?
sit there and snap its neck in front of everybody.
But
even
you
though I
can
want
tell
to.
it. They'll understand. They understand. Like, hey,
And
man.
it smells, and
I'm
there's
gonna cook you.
bugs.
I heard if you like sing them to sleep and you reduce their adrenaline a little bit. And then you
Yeah,
can-
softer meat.
Yeah, softer meat.
God dang.
Right before you.
I have never heard of that, but it just sounded fun.
Hey, do they have to sell pigs here?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you can.
heck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go.
You
I'm
can
gonna
actually,
go
you,
hunt.
believe if you want a butchered one ready to go, like a whole pig, you can get one. There's a butcher shop here near us
Oh, cool.
that you can do that. If you want a live one, for sure, yeah.
No, I just want to. Hey, you see that one? I want that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
you could pick 'em out?
Yes, you can
And
pick them out, and then they'll like, all right, hey, come back and blah blah blah.
No,
we'll have it packed.
right there. No,
Can I
fuck
name
no.
'em before I pick 'em
So what
out?
they do? So in Morgan, in Morgan Hill, we had one of those
Yeah,
farms. They put a little 22 to the forehead,
Oh wow.
and then they throw them on this roller with
Oh,
boiling
yeah.
water.
Yeah.
They peel them, and then they. How do you want it? Butterfly. They butterfly them.
Yeah.
What do you want? Do you want to throw the guts away, or you want the gut? No, put them in a bag. I want the guts.
Yeah.
So then they give you a butterflied pig.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here you go. Pull your truck around, and then here's
Oh,
here's the guts in plastic bags, and
Our
Thank you.
next barbecue at Soul Fighters should be.
They'll do that here, but it won't be like that.
Isn't it-
You know what I mean? They'll.
Yeah.
Most places, you can either have a whole, it'll be already like somewhat cured, ready to go,
Yeah.
but you can pick it out. You can be like, all right, hey, I want that one, just
Yeah.
like butterflied open. And
this
they'll
one's
be-
still warm.
Yeah.
Like you go to
Oh,
cook
wow,
it, it's
really?
still like
Yeah. Sorry, Snooty. You're going. You're coming
Yeah.
home with me.
yeah. It's exactly.
We should
that.
do make a pit
We gotta
for a
find a
barbecue and do a barbecue like a Hawaiian style where you do the
Oh,
pit
absolutely.
and roast
Yeah,
it, that,
no,
and just
yeah.
that'd be
It's
great.
called pull it up La Caja China. I gave this to my. I had one.
La caca china.
La-
That sounds
La
like
caja.
Spanish for
Sí.
Chinese poop.
CAJA, and then China.
La caja
La
china.
Caja China. So click on images. So,
Oh, dude,
Oh,
that thing is
yeah.
bad.
It's a Cajun.
ass.
It's a Cajun grill.
it's okay. I don't.
So Cajun grill is you put your pig or your meat
Yeah.
in here and you put the
Yeah.
coals on top.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, Cajun grill will be a similar version. Sometimes they're made out of cinder block. So they'll just do a cinder block.
Yes, sir.
And then they'll put the whatever meat they want in, and then on top is a metal plate, and they just put all the coals there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. But that's a portable one.
Yeah.
That thing's
yeah.
badass.
Yeah, I had to give it away
What?
What?
to my neighbor, but he's my childhood friend back.
Oh,
when I was
oh.
moving, so it wasn't like wasted. Like, yeah. Yep.
Yep.
I
That's
think
cool, it's
we will
portable.
set that up.
Yeah,
that's
and then
pretty cool.
what we ended up doing while it was cooking, obviously it's an all day.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's an event.
So it was a
Look at how yummy that looks.
So it was 7 a.m. and then we got we picked the pig.
Oh,
Little, I think it was 80 pounds. It was a small, it was a
little
baby
tender
one.
one.
Yeah.
Mm.
Boom, popped it in there.
Dressed in milk.
Did the tripas, did all of it. All the guts. We cleaned them up, and we were barbecuing those on the coals
Oh,
like all day. So we had a little grill on top. Yeah, like that.
that is
Yeah.
bad.
We're doing that exactly.
And then how did you serve it?
Oh, what? Are you kidding me? You just pick
Pull
at
it
it.
apart.
Just tacos or sandwiches or
not
what?
Whatever.
even. You
Man,
just like-
that would be great. Have a stack of tortilla and you just use that as the mitt. and
Yeah.
just-
Yes. Yeah. Just go and you pull it. Do you guys eat the skin up? Have you been to one where they eat the skin?
Crackling.
Oh,
yeah.
God,
Then you
yeah.
you set it off to the side, and then you cook it a little more so it can get hard.
Crispy.
Oh.
Nom, nom,
Oh,
nom,
yeah.
nom,
Oh,
nom.
God.
yeah.
What about the pig ear?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah.
bring it. Everything.
Sorry, I'd stay off the head.
No, I do.
Cheek
Oh.
meat I like, but
Yeah, the chick meat's good. I could do the ear.
yeah, that looks good.
Oh.
I'll do the eyeball. I don't care.
Eyeball I've not had on a pig, but
It doesn't
I'll
matter.
try it.
Sorry, I would suck at like Fear Factor.
That's not even. I wouldn't eat crickets and all that.
Okay,
crap.
before we end, the craziest thing you've eaten, and you're able to hold it down, and we can end this.
Blue cheese.
Damn.
Dressing specifically.
You cray, man. Slow down. God.
Blue cheese dressing.
Hard to top that one.
Shit, I don't know. I guess.
Have you had crab brains?
What?
Crab brains.
No.
Have you had fish eyes?
No, but I don't have a
Cow
problem.
tongue. Yeah, you've had cow tongue.
Yeah.
Chicken feet.
Tongue.
Chicken feet.
Chicken feet, yeah.
Cow tongue.
Cow
yeah.
tongue's delicious.
Cow tongue's not. Like,
Alligator
That's a
tail?
delicacy. I've had alligator. I don't know if it was tail.
that's
Snake.
still.
jerky.
I like some tail. Steve, you've
That's
been
in
good.
gator. I guess gator would be.
Gator.
Yeah.
Is that wild though?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
In a po' boy, it just doesn't seem like it.
Yeah. I think the weirdest thing I've had is fish eyes or crab brains.
Crab brains?
You open up the crab, the whole crab, and it's like green goop in it. It's their brains, and you put on rice.
Oh, I didn't know that's what it was.
Yeah.
Just
Have you ever had-
boiled brain?
tastes
Yeah.
like chicken.
It's like a paste. It's like a crawfish head.
Okay. Would you eat dog
Dog.
if I didn't know it was dog.
if it was good?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, I don't know if I could eat dog.
As
But
long as
if
I don't
you wouldn't
know.
know, if
Yeah.
you would
Yeah,
know
that's
and
true.
you're
If I was
munching on it-
starving, I mean the hell out of
I
lassie.
mean, I heard humans taste good too.
Damn, that got a little weird.
Whoa.
No, I
Look,
mean,
look.
read or watch the movie with those people who crash the plane and where South America on the
alive?
Andes
No.
alive.
Yeah, that's a good
I mean,
movie.
they've written based off of true events. The guy wrote about it. He's like, hey, you know,
Okay.
best part of the human was the butt.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. Okay, if we were on that plane, another question before we go. Who do you think people would want to eat first? Chris, Luis, or Joe, and why?
I have nothing on me. Except,
Yeah, I would not want to eat you. You'd be like beef jerky.
Although my wife would probably say save his butt. I want to eat.
Okay, who would you marry, kill, or no? I'm kidding.
No. Okay, so I think it would be me because you guys are leaner than me, and I got some fat on me still. And then if they slow cooked me,
There's absolutely
There's a lot of
no
rendering.
fucking way that I would even consider eating,
if you were starving, you would eat me.
especially Joe.
No, you would.
No, that
You would
I'm gonna have
cry.
I'm gonna have nightmares, dude. I cannot.
You have to make it back to your family and kids.
I cannot. No, I'll go vegetarian. I'll eat crickets.
There's no vegetarian in the snow.
There's so many like movies that I'm like, oh yeah, I wonder if we keep him alive. Just
Oh, me?
yeah. Because there's so many of those movies, you know, it's like some cannibalist group or whatever.
I
but
think-
they prefer to keep them somewhat alive. It's so strange.
What, they cut pieces off of them and keep them alive? Oh, Lord. Like, I'd be like, Steve?
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, strange. Anyway,
Well, that way you could keep,
The meat's fresh.
yeah, it's a.
it's like a vampire movie.
What would you want to lose first? Legs,
Oh, my God.
arms?
My butt. I mean, there's
this this is interesting. How about I think it's time. Actually, it is time. Holy smokes! See,
Thank God.
you know what?
'cause I thought the zoo
I got to
stuff-
do a better job of this time
No, you
keeping.
don't.
if we
You're
got to cut that
perfect.
part out. we can do
Yeah,
that.
No. That's
no, that's staying. I'm not editing. You know how long it takes to edit. So on that note, go ahead and parting
Oh,
words.
yeah.
Parting
Parting
words for
words.
me is no. Go ahead. You go first.
No. Go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to thank everybody. I know we spoke about tenacity today. Wait, no, that wasn't tenacity.
Impermanence.
Impermanence.
you were close.
Tenacity. Impermanence. I'm permanent.
I am permanent.
I'm permanence.
I'm-
I'm permanence. Sorry, Mom.
I'm permanent.
I'm glad we got a teacher.
It was good stuff. Good reflection. Good perspective.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm happy that Joe was able to make it out here. Happy that
sure.
you were able to make it out. We missed you, and I'm glad you're back. And
you.
you're leaving tomorrow,
Yeah.
so enjoy.
Yeah. No, I've got to do one project before I go to sleep and then wake up at 3. So
Mm-hmm.
You're the man. God
But-
bless you on that.
yeah, I'm gonna sleep on the plane though.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun. CrossFit Games.
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
What?
Parting words.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got to laugh at the end.
Yeah.
Or be grossed out.
Or be grossed out. Whichever led to the other.
out.
Yeah.
Or traumatized. Something.
Yeah, it's nice. As much as we said it before, as much as I enjoyed having a guest, I also just like,
Yes.
I call this like a quiet time.
Yes.
Where we just get to hang out and just
chill.
We try to stay on topic. Sometimes we don't. Joe's drinking caffeinated sleepy drinks right now.
And complaining about not being able to sleep.
I can't sleep, Chris. You still up?
I like the different perspectives we have on how we treat good or bad things, right? Writing, journalizing, I always appreciate that perspective because it's a conundrum for me because at work I feel I spend that energy in that diary, so I don't have to spend it on my personal side. Maybe because I write so much on that I'm like, I don't want to write anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm going to keep saying this every time and promote this. If you don't have anybody to talk to and you guys are listening out there, ladies, whatever it is, just know that there are 3, 4, 5 of us at times up here, but we'd be more than happy to listen to you if you need time and space to get healthy.
Yes.
Laugh, be grossed out, take your mind.
Disturbed.
Yep. Clean you up, send you home, get some sleep. But now I love being here. I'm looking forward to this trip, so I'll have more stories later.
Yeah, shoot yourself.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, guys.
You're going to go see a bunch of booties. You're going to be tired of booties. Like, seriously, athletic booties.
I don't understand
Traps.
how you can be tired.
Traps.
No, seriously, you do. You get tired of
good-looking people,
booties and thighs. You're
I
like,
get it, but
all right.
man, we got the real quick. There's going to be some really cool adaptive athletes there, so that's going to be cool.
Oh,
to be able
that's
to
really
see.
cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear you report on that. That's very
cool.
cool.
Man, I hope I get a chance to see them because we have some friends that are there right now, and they were like, "Oh, we're going to the adaptive athletes." So I hope it's just not like 1 day or 2 days leading. I hope there's an opportunity.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
God,
maybe hopefully like a booth or something that we can maybe still go visit, talk. But yeah, that's the if I have one thing to accomplish, I would like to accomplish that as much of the craziness and seeing all the big athletes. I do want to go spend time and go and watch the adaptive athletes.
Yeah, God, that's awesome.
What you got?
Well, it's good to hear from Chris and all the things that happened with him and his family. Again, just kind of like I mentioned in my own way, go make memories with people that you enjoy, memory makers. So it looks like the family over there has a couple more stories to remember. So very good. And then another story is on its way as you guys go to the CrossFit Games. Have a good flight. We talked at length about ice plunges, which I know helps me. And then that transition in mental health and lots of things. There's apps out there like Calm, Headspace, again, ice plunges, spending time with family, gratitude journals, if that works for you. Make sure you have a support system. This podcast is a great example where Luis reached out to me, and then Chris helped me too, just talk with these guys, or I'd probably be still stuck in the mental mud. Be with people that make you better. So I have 2 examples right here. Also, there's motivational videos, and Joe Dispenza was one, but there's a lot out there. And then learn from people, not just people who have it together, but people who are trying to get it together too. And it's a stop for success for your mental health. I like the idea of be curious. Actually saw something related to that, didn't have time, and then we moved on to the Zuck diet. I might have to follow that so I can eat more cookies. And then we talked about scorpions and stings and impermanence. Impermanence, which don't be stuck in the rut. Just move on and get to the good stuff. And then, of course, we talked about different types of meat, like roasted pig, and then Chris's fascination with
his butt.
Yeah, his butt, which we will probably write down for next one.
He wants to cook his butt.
Now, I was thinking there's different types of sauces, and I saw a white barbecue sauce. That's like a...
I'm from,
what's that called?
It's like I was raised in Alabama, so white barbecue sauce is a legit thing.
It is legit. I think that'd be perfect if we took it at 225 slow cooked, maybe 4 to 6 hours.
Are we talking about a butt or a shoulder?
Butt. and pull off around 190.
Wait, are we talking about a human butt or a?
I'm talking about
or a
Chris's
shoulder?
butt.
Oh my god!
I was talking about pig butt.
I thought it was a pig butt. Like, how do we go back to?
Aha! See what I did?
Human butt.
Seeding it.
Damn.
If you put a good sauce on it, I mean,
Put lime and tapatio. That's all you need.
Thanks.
I
It's
can
just
eat
simple.
anything.
I love me some tapatio. I actually
Tapatio.
had some today.
Tapatio. Yeah.
All right. We have reached our maximum limit. And on that note, let's go ahead and that's a switchblade.
Oh, that's cool.
Bro,
Don't be scared. On that note, on 3, 2, 1, let's go ahead and say our goodbyes. 3, 2, 1, El Pinche Podcast.
what sides would you put with Chris's butt, though? I do a coleslaw.
Yeah, man, you're reading my mind.
Would it be a coleslaw?
Always.
Baked beans?
I like potatoes. I know they're like
White bread?